Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Malvin. I'm a graduate gemologist of the Gemological Institute of America and president of Beverly's Jewelers, a South Florida jewelry concern. For this particular lesson, I want to go on to one of the popular websites, online selling sites, and we put in a few parameters for a diamond search. Put in oval, which is a very popular shape at the moment and gaining in popularity. Put in 2.45 carat to 2.99 carat. Very good cut grade, H color, SI1 clarity, and as you can see, it populated 4 diamonds. Keep in mind, most of these sites are like the MLS listing for real estate. A lot of the sites, they don't actually own most of the stones. They're just available to everyone that they do business with and at different price margins. So you can see, based on these parameters that we shopped, you have stones that weigh 2.51 carat to 2.70 carat. They're all H color, they're all SI1 clarity, they're all very good cut grades. However, the prices are quite a bit different, even though everything else is somewhat similar, except for this one weighs a little bit more. So if we look at the least expensive one, which you would say, "Ooh, that sounds like it's the best value," in most cases, the least expensive is not the best value. It's just the least expensive for a reason, because the color and the clarity grades are all extremely subjective. But let's go on and check out what's with this stone. So we see a picture of this stone, and the shape actually looks nice. If you like that, and it's a very personal preference. You might like a shorter, fat one. You might like a longer, narrower one. That's personal preference, the actual outside dimensions or the outside shape of the stone. But if you look at this stone here, it just looks a little hazy and lazy. It doesn't have a lot of snap and brilliance to it. And we'll tell you why that is in just a moment. If you look at the clarity, the inclusions in the stone, you could see some here. Now this is magnified, so these are not that troubling, but you see some white inclusions in here. Flip it around a little bit, you can see some white inclusions here and a little black one up in here. Now let's go to look at the G.I.A report and see why it looks like it looks. Okay, you can see the dimensions of the stone are right here. It's 10.50 millimeter in length, which is from here to here. It's 7.76 millimeter in width, which is from here to here. Excellent polish, symmetry very good, no fluorescence. How come it looks hazy? So here's, on this plot right here, it shows you everything marked in red are internal characteristics of the stone. Now, right here it shows under comments, clouds are not shown. What that means is, when they're doing this plot and they're marking all these internal characteristics, they're not showing the cloud. Now, a cloud could be just a small little area, or it could be the entire stone. The clouds are microscopic pinpoints of internal characteristics. Now, this particular stone looks like the cloud could encompass the entire stone, which is giving it that hazy, lazy look. Now, if you were to plot or diagram all those clouds, you would have hundreds or thousands of little tiny little red marks on this plot, and obviously a grader is not going to do that. But that is exactly why that stone looks hazy, and that's exactly why that stone is the least expensive stone on there. So let's get out of this one for a second. And let's jump one. We'll go on to this one that is more money. This one's 21,865. This one's 24,190. Similar weight. Okay. So we jump right onto this one. You can see right away this stone looks more brilliant. However, I see one little area here, this inclusion right here, this white inclusion, that is right on close to the surface, and it's right on the table of the stone, which is this area here. The table really is kind of the window to your diamond, so inclusions on the table are more readily visible to the naked eye. Now let's go to the certificate. So the report shows a lot of these inclusions in here, which looks like Star Wars going off, but these are twinning wisps which are not that problematic. They look worse on the plot than they do to the naked eye. I typically don't have issues with those because they really don't affect the brilliance of the stone, especially in this clarity grade. And you have a couple small inclusions that are on the table there. This one here, which is the one we showed you, which is visible to the naked eye. Additional twinning wisp clouds and surface grains are not shown. You're always going to see stuff under comments, but at least this particular stone is vibrant and brilliant. Now, if you look at the dimensions of the stone, they're almost identical to the first stone, 10.48 millimeter by 7.61 millimeter, which is a desirable girdle outline of the stone. Now let's go to this one, 2.70 carat, which is now getting into a lot more money from the first stone. But is it worth it for the extra 20 points in weight? And now I say in weight because when it's showing carat, it does not necessarily determine the size, because it could be a deeper stone and not look any larger. But let's take a peek. So you can see this particular stone. Well, I don't love this stone because you can see the black right there. Black inclusions with hard edges especially are very visible to the naked eye, so I'd be cautious of those. Now this shows 3 black inclusions in there. It most likely is the same inclusion that is reflecting off of the facets, so it's showing up multiple times. And you can see another one down in here, which is also, this in here is a reflector of this here. So let's go to the report. As you can see, this stone is several $1,000s more. However, the actual measurements of the stone is almost identical to the 2.5 carat. There's no visual difference to the stones. Also, it has medium blue fluorescence. Now, a lot of people on the internet will tell you, oh, you don't want fluorescence in a diamond. Truthfully, that is not the truth. That is not what I believe in at all. There's not a problem with fluorescence, especially up to medium, as long as the stone doesn't have a milky or a oily look to it, which in most cases fluorescence does not affect that at all. Sometimes fluorescence will actually make a stone look a little bit whiter than the actual grade, so an H could look like a G and so on. In the D, E, and F colors, just as a rule of thumb, you probably want to stay away from fluorescence, but in these color ranges, it's not a problem. Now, if you look at also the keys to the symbols here, they're showing you everything that's inside of the stone. It doesn't really look bad on the plot at all. But this stone looks the best on the plot, but to me it looks the worst in person because of the hard black. And then when they show the crystal here, they don't show whether it's a black crystal or a white crystal, and there's a huge difference to the naked eye. Again, this stone, you're going to be paying substantially more money for it, and it has no difference in actual look. So in the dimensions, very, very, very slight. So in these particular cases, I wouldn't get the 270. I would stay more around one of these stones in here. But none of these are fantastic examples of an SI1H. But this is all that is in the market for this particular company. So that's just one lesson for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Again, it's Jeff Malvin at Beverly's Jewelers. You can reach me at jeff@bevjewelers.com. Go to www.bevjewelers.com, or you can give me a call at 954-485-6262, and I'm glad to answer any of your questions. Happy shopping.